Back home in Australia now, Greens Leader Adam Bandt has suggested that Israel is to blame for Hamas's brutal executions of Palestinians who are speaking out against the terror group's stranglehold of the Gaza Strip. Now, Adam Bandt said that while the killings should be investigated by human rights groups, the ultimate problem in Gaza was Israel's occupation. I mean, Michael, what's your reaction? It's very sick.
Well, this is sick. I mean, this guy Bandt is actually, they're not the Greens Party anymore. They're a revolutionary left-wing party. I mean, this is an appalling statement that somehow Israel's got something to do with this. I mean, let's be frank about what's happened in Gaza. The Palestinian people who demonstrated on university campuses in America and Australia and in the streets and elsewhere in the Western world, these demonstrators should now be demonstrating in support of the Palestinian people who want freedom and liberation from Hamas. But are they doing that? No. They continue with this campaign against Israel. Why? Simply because this is all about Jewish hatred. This has got nothing to do with Gaza or Palestinians. You know, where there are Jews involved, these sort of left-wing, Jewish-hating racists, these extremists, these Nazi sympathisers of all descriptions around the world, crawl from under their rocks to demonstrate against Jews. And, you know, we see in Gaza that the Palestinian people finally have been able to come out into the streets and say, we want an end to Hamas's control. And we've seen what Hamas have done, murdering some of the leaders of these demonstrations, disgusting. And for anyone to come out, as Adam Bandt has come out and basically said this has got something to do with the Jewish government in Israel, this is sick and this is disgusting. And this is why, you know, we've got 12% of people in this country that vote for the Greens. It's a big number, but thank goodness it's no more than 12% because 88% of the country disagree with these freaks.
Yes, absolutely. And just on those reports about people being executed, Israeli media reports at least 6 have been executed. Others have been publicly beaten. That is Hamas's response to the Gazans who protested against Hamas last week, bravely protesting. And Michael, where are the activists condemning Hamas here in Australia when they're protesting?
Well, this is exactly right. I mean, these Palestinian demonstrations are going to start again in Australia. So let's see all the signs condemning Hamas. Let's see the signs of Palestinians slaughtering other Palestinians in the streets in Gaza, because that's what's happening here, right? Yeah. Hamas, who are Palestinians, slaughtering other Palestinians. We need to stop the slaughter of Palestinians against other Palestinians. So when these demonstrations start up again in Australia, let's see all the signs, let's see all the speeches, let's see all the campaigning against Palestinian slaughter of buying of Palestinians against each other, and stop making this something to do with the Jews in Israel, right? Stop that. I mean, stop this Jewish hatred. These people have been exposed around the world for the racists and anti-Semites that they are. And this pretense that it's got something to do with, the Jews of Israel are responsible for this is just appalling. It is really appalling. But it's taken a long time, Gab, but people see through all this and seen through it now.
Let's talk about the election. Anthony Albanese is closer than I suppose many of us really thought to forming a majority government. That's according to the latest news poll. While opposition leader Peter Dutton has signalled that one of his priorities would be challenging woke agendas in schools. Now, it has been revealed that school teachers are being expected to incorporate Aboriginal dancers into maths, and that is despite Indigenous students falling behind in numeracy. Last night on Sky News, Peter Dutton said that he would link funding to assurances from state education departments that they would not veer into an agenda that comes out of universities.
The Commonwealth Government doesn't own or run a school, and which is why people ask, well, why have got a department of thousands and thousands of people in Canberra called the Education Department if we don't have a school and don't employ a teacher. But we do provide funding to the state governments, and we can condition that funding.
Peter Dutton says that he thinks there's a silent majority on this issue. He's probably right, but is it going to be enough to sway votes?
Well, that'll certainly sway the votes of parents who want their kids to grow up learning how to read and write. We've seen the recent NAPLAN results in Australia, which were very poor. Our kids are not reaching the standards of education they did years ago. We're falling behind a lot of the advanced Asian economies in terms of reading and writing, basic skills that kids need. And left-wing teachers and unions should stop indoctrinating our children with left-wing agendas. This has got to be about education, not indoctrination. This is something around the world that's causing trouble in Western. There is now a kickback against this. There's now there is now The mood is going in the other direction, away from this form of indoctrination and back towards basic teaching and learning. And in Australia, that would be enormously popular amongst parents, Gab.
Look, Kamala Harris is coming to Australia. I'm not sure how excited you are if you're going to potentially be going to see her, but some real estate agents will be. She's going to be speaking at the AREC Property Industry Conference in Queensland in May, and they have splashed out $500,000 to hear one of the world's worst public speakers. Why on earth are they bringing out Kamala Harris?
Well, this is some kind of joke, presumably. I mean, she's speaking at a real estate conference, so she knows nothing about real estate. She's never built anything. She's never developed any property. She's never actually run a successful business. She would know nothing about Australian real estate or the building construction industry in this country. She'd know nothing about the Australian economy. She's never been a real estate agent. What is this? Some kind of circus act? This is a joke. This is a joke. This is light relief. I mean, they'll all go and, those thousands of real estate agents going along will just go to laugh at her. I mean, she's got nothing to say that the Australian real estate industry would want to hear. They're burdened by enough already, real estate agents in this country. And, this is a circus act. I mean, seriously. I mean, you get people there who are just going to laugh. But would she have anything to say about capital gains taxes or negative gearing or the state of the property market, the interest rate dilemma in this country, building costs, GST on building, land release, state government planning approvals, building approvals, the delays in subdivisions that take place in this country, unionisation of domestic workforces in the building industry, the collapse of hundreds and hundreds of building companies, construction companies, the CFMEU. Has she got anything to say about any of those issues to do with the real estate industry in Australia? Zero, nix, nothing. This is an after dinner speaker. Instead of a comedian, they're bringing in Kamala Harris. I mean, this is just for comedic relief after a long. Quite frankly, what a joke! $500,000. What a joke.
I have to agree with you there, Michael Kroger. Thank you so much for joining us. Great to speak with you.